We're going to take a look at messaging within the Criterion ZHR. When a user first logs in, one of the options they have is to have a messaging panel that shows on their dashboard when they log in to see all the new messages that have come to their account. Now, to create a new message, you have a couple different options. First, we can look for a patient. So if you receive a phone call from a particular patient, we can go directly to that patient's account, view information about this patient, and there's an option to create what we refer to as a phone encounter. Now, you'll notice here in the prior visits, there is a certain visit that's in a different color, and that's because this is a phone encounter. So you can see chronologically when the patient has visited the office and when they've called the office. Now, to create a new phone encounter, we click the phone encounter button, and it's going to give us a list of the patient's active medications, their active diagnosis, and options to send the message to staff members, other people, add a subject, and add our own comments to this. So first, if we want to send this to a particular person, we can begin typing the person's name, select who we want to send this to. We can also send this to multiple people. We can enter a subject. Now, the system can be asked to remember subjects so that when you begin typing, it will fill out those subjects that you've previously typed before. Now, if a patient calls up and you're doing the medication renewal, you can actually choose to renew a medication directly from this message by selecting the medication and stating whether you want to renew it, discontinue it, print it. So you can manage a patient's medications from within one of these phone records. You also can use typing or dictating to enter any comments. And you even have that option that is available throughout this system to do handwriting. So if you are on a tablet and you need to jot down a note in a phone encounter and send it to someone else in your staff, you can do that even if you're not able to do typing or dictation at that point. You have two options to either send this message or save it. Save it will add it just to the patient's record. Send will send it to all of the applicable recipients. We get some confirmation. And now within this patient's chart, we have on our prior visits this new phone encounter added. Now when a user logs into the system and they're on their dashboard, they're going to see any messages that were sent to them. So in my messages panel, I have a list of messages that have come in for my review. I can select a message, and I can either reply to this message, forward it to another user, or I can just add comments. And when you add your comments and save them, it's going to store these with the date of who entered information, what they entered, so you get a running log of people who have added information to this particular phone message. Now you also can access messaging through the messaging icon here. And this is going to show you a list of all the messages you have, whether or not they've been filed under different folders. You can store all of those. You can see what messages have been sent, what have been deleted. Functions like an email account, except this is a secure messaging system so that it is fully HIPAA compliant. Now, one other option you have when you go through and use the different messaging options in the system is to do something we call ticklers. Now, a tickler is a way of notifying yourself or another person on a future date and time. So for this patient, I can add a new tickler, and this may be call patient about results. But I need to remind myself to do this on Thursday. So I can select the date and time that I want this message to pop up. I can choose to remind myself, or I can remind other people, and I can select who I want to send this message to. Now at that date and time, what's going to happen is this little icon down here is going to start flashing. And this will allow us to go in and see this message. We'll get pop-ups as well. It'll show us all of our ticklers, the things that we need to review, any that we have archived, any that are coming in the future. So we have a record of all those different reminders we've set for ourselves. Now you can attach ticklers to particular documents, to patient accounts, or you can add one, just a general system one, and send it to different people in the office.